I don't know what that is.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 sci-fi movies inspired by true events.
They were from another country we might understand, but they're not even from this planet at all.
Is that what you mean? I must be awake.
I'm not letting you do this! You can hate me! You can hate me, but I love you! I'm not letting you do this!
For this list, we're looking at notable science fiction films that took their cues from real-life occurrences. And since we'll be describing specific plot details, this is your spoiler alert. Which movie's true-to-life inspiration surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments.
If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below.
Number 10, The Blob. Could it really be that a film about an all-devouring, gelatinous alien life form is based on true accounts? Believe it. On September 26, 1950, it was reported that a pair of Philadelphia police officers witnessed a sparkly, parachute-like object descending from the sky. Investigating further, they recounted finding a pulsating purple substance resembling glowing jelly. And when one of the officers dared put his hand in it, he quickly discovered a sticky residue that later dissolved, leaving behind an odorless scum. Fortunately for us, movie producer Jack H. Harris and Company would use the odd incident as inspiration for what would become one of cinema's most legendary movie monsters. Number 9, Safety Not Guaranteed.
There are people after me. How do I know you don't work for them?
Because I've never worked for anybody in my life.
You ever face certain death?
If it was so certain, I wouldn't be here, would I?
Perhaps just as bizarre as the events in this Aubrey Plaza starring sci-fi comedy is the movie's inspiration. The film sees Plaza's character called upon to help investigate a strange classified ad, one seeking a partner in a trip through time. As it turns out, an exact posting noting that, quote, safety was not guaranteed actually ran in a 1997 issue of Backwoods Home magazine. Receiving thousands of legitimate responses, it was later revealed to have been a joke, as magazine contributor John Silviera included the advert to fill unsold ad space.
He's looking for someone to go back in time with him, do a little tongue-in-cheek investigation, find this guy, see if he thinks it's real or if it's a prank.
This, of course, left disappointed trans-temporal travelers no choice but to live vicariously through the proceedings in the film, where that ad's promises of time hopping were all too real.
The mission's been updated. I'm going back for you now. All right. You trust me?
Number 8, Communion.
They dragged me out in the middle of the night.
As far as alien survivor stories turned movies go, 1989's Communion stands as a particularly memorable retelling. Based on alleged alien abductee Whitley Strieber's book of the same name, the movie follows the author's fervent claims of otherworldly kidnappings.
If I was in my right mind, I would know that too.
As the story goes, Strieber's life took an unsettling turn when he awoke one night to find a small alien watching him. It's not long before Strieber, through the help of hypnosis, learns that he has actually been visited prior to this many times.
I had enough. I give up. I want to go home.
And while the movie plays fast and loose with his professed accounts, it did manage to pull off some inspired casting. Yep, we dare you to find a better unhinged alien abductee than Christopher Walken.
I want to say a few things. First, I'd like to say season's greetings. Then I'd like to say, keep your hands on the table at all times.
Number 7, Phoenix Forgotten.
No one really took it that seriously from what I remember, except Josh.
There's nothing quite like a real-life mystery to get a film studio's tail wagging. And so, when a set of mysterious lights in strange formations were spotted over the darkened skies of Phoenix, Arizona on a fateful night in 1997, Hollywood couldn't resist. It may have taken 20 years, but Phoenix Forgotten attempted to capitalize on the Phoenix Lights phenomenon by way of a found-footage sci-fi thriller.
Where is it coming from?
I don't know.
Ashley.
Oh my God.
And while the characters' actions in the film are fictional, the lights themselves and subsequent frenzy surrounding them were all too real. Heck, even the governor of Arizona at the time, Fife Symington, stated that the whole thing was a true mystery beyond his explanation. Number 6. Fire in the Sky.
What the hell's he doing out there? Get back to the truck! The hell is that?
When it comes to alien abductions in cinema, not many can hold a candle to the one featured in Robert Lieberman's Fire in the Sky.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
The fact that it's drawn from a true-life account only adds to the chilling astonishment. Occurring in 1975, Travis Walton purportedly witnessed a strange sight in the sky while with a work crew near Snowflake, Arizona. When he and his co-workers pursued the unidentified object, Walton states he was hit by an immense energy beam. Assuming their workmate had met his end, the other men took off. But 5 days later, Travis reappeared in town, asserting that he'd been abducted by extraterrestrials.
Hey man, it's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be alright, Travis.
It's probably best if we spare you the queasy details surrounding the alleged experiments he underwent, though. Number 5. Contact.
Do you think there's people on other planets?
I don't know, Sparks. But I guess I'd say, if it is just us, seems like an awful waste of space.
Are we alone in the universe? That's the question Jodie Foster's Dr. Ellie Arroway obsessively tries to answer in Robert Zemeckis' celebrated sci-fi drama. It's also the question Jill Tarter, the inspiration for Foster's character, spent her entire adult life focused on.
Willie's right. If we go public with this and we're wrong, that's it. It's over. We're cooked.
During filming, the former director of the SETI Institute would often meet with Foster to discuss the ins and outs of researching extraterrestrial life within the realm of astronomy, not to mention what such a person's life was truly like. And while unlike the events in the film, Tarter never actually made otherworldly contact, her work has become vitally important in the search for alien life. And for that, we thank her.
You're an interesting species. An interesting mix. You're capable of such beautiful dreams. And such horrible nightmares.
Number 4. War of the Worlds.
And now, fought with the terrible weapons of super science, menacing all mankind and every creature on Earth, comes the War of the Worlds.
You are probably aware that the many War of the Worlds films are based on H.G. Wells' 1898 science fiction novel of the same name.
Maybe they're not too sure we're here. They could be as curious about us as we are about them.
What you might not know, however, is that Steven Spielberg's 2005 adaptation of the story takes some direct inspiration from a certain true-life tragic event. Framed around a colossal alien invasion where planet-wide mass destruction ensues, the famed director uses the unrelenting devastation in Wells' seminal work to serve up some stark parallels to an infamous attack that took place on American soil. With plenty of imagery echoing the unforeseen events in New York City, Spielberg and his team gave the classic tale a powerful dose of realism, and that upped the intensity tenfold.
Don't do this. I want to be here. I know you want to fight. I need to see this. I know it seems like you have to, but you don't.
Number 3. District 9.
They're spending so much money to keep them here when they could be spending it on other things, but at least they're keeping them separate from us.
One of the most critically lauded sci-fi films of the modern cinema also serves as an examination of South Africa's apartheid system. Neil Blomkamp's District 9 sees a group of starving aliens arrive in South Africa in the early 80s, only to be confined to internment camp slums for their troubles.
We require your scroll on this eviction notification. Yes, it's eviction notice. Put your scroll on the bottom there. You see, there's your name at the top. Christopher Johnson. You're going to put your name at the bottom.
Things would begin to change for the intergalactic creatures, however, when happenstance causes a human bureaucrat to transform into one of them.
What is happening to Mom? Just breathe deep. What is happening to Mom, Doctor?
The movie's events openly mirror Cape Town's District 6 neighborhood in the 1970s, where some 60,000 residents were removed from their homes and placed in a poorly constructed township. Blomkamp not only gave us a fascinating sci-fi adventure, but a powerful exploration in xenophobia and human injustice in the process.
I can't believe I get paid to do this. I love watching the prawns die.
Number 2. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Steven Spielberg's quintessential alien encounter film isn't inspired by one particular true-life account, but many. The movie, which features a man compulsively drawn to the Wyoming wilderness after encountering a UFO, is actually based upon years and years of government research on unidentified sightings. In fact, in preparation for his sci-fi feature, Spielberg brought on a revered astronomer to help give the film a relative sense of realism. It may have been a tad too authentic, however, as the director would later recount receiving a lengthy warning letter from NASA about the alleged dangers in making such a film. Luckily for us, it only made Spielberg even more of a believer.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Godzilla. Okay, so clearly there are no existing prehistoric sea monsters roaming the real world, thankfully. But the inspiration for such a creature is very much rooted in reality. The 1954 kaiju film that started the Godzilla franchise is the direct result of the nuclear age. On 2 separate days in 1945, the United States released a pair of nuclear attacks on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan. Naturally, this use of atomic weaponry led to an abundance of anxiety surrounding a nuclear arms race. And in such, these concerns were manifested in Godzilla, the walking embodiment of nuclear radiation.
水爆実験が続けて行われるとしたら、あのゴジラの同類がまた世界のどこかへ現れてくるかもしれない。
All these years later, and the King of the Monsters still stands as a powerful symbol of nuclear destruction.
Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.